Pretty building. Older looking style. This whole corner looks like at one time would have been an entity. Work is interesting if for no other reason it's new and vibrant. A lot of what looks like medieval graphic up here. Court jester. This is 1 Maximilianstrasse. It's interesting how the wealthy and the powerful flatter themselves with their monuments. This was put up because Empress Maria Theresa, when her son, the Duke of Tuscany, later Emperor Leopold II, married Maria Ludovica, a brilliant court politician. So this was put up because they made a really good political marriage. We have the name of Ludvoka. This may be the parents. Marie Theresa, and there Joseph II, her husband, I suspect. But imagine all of this to celebrate a political marriage. Ski jump beyond the arch. So I'm walking away from the arch, having walked past it. In the background you can see the town hall tower, and I noticed this nice addition to this old style building with these little balconies, which must have been quite pleasant. I just wanted to look at the back of these buildings that are on another street that I could see. There, an interesting, what looks to be an older building. And then further down that block, which we'll walk, because it just looks interesting to walk through. A bit more novelty than most. Unless it's all been chipped off the others. Looks like we're coming into another older area. With a little market or something up there. That looks interesting. Older building on its way to self-demolition, it looks like. Flowers, groceries, vegetables, stuff like that. Honey. Cheese.
Dass der da gegangen ist, weil
da lebt ja niemand.
I think that says Baumeister House over there. I'll just pan around so you can see what a normal neighborhood looks like of older buildings. I'm sure dramatically remodeled on the inside. Here's a classic old cathedral. I hope we can get in. Old chapel. Down there sitting on a bench is one of those sad, pathetic people in the world you occasionally see. They're not just poor, they're crazy, literally. She's all dressed up like a little girl with ribbons in her hair and other phantasmal attributes of her garment, plus a little blonde doll that she's holding in her hands. I'm sure she gets free transportation wherever. You wonder what happened to such a human being. How the sparse remaining lands around this cathedral are filled with grave sites, and perhaps there are memorials to some, or perhaps they're ensconced behind those plaques. It was very reassuring to these people to know that they were going to lie here for their eternity, next to the people who had been important to them in their lives. unfortunately, if that's the case, I've not had that kind of close people in my lives. And so I sense none of that internal nostalgia. Full tree, isn't it? Reminds me of the cathedrals you see in South America. And there, perhaps another one, or at least an important building. No, it's a church. Or two. This almost reminds me of the church I saw in Palermo. It's not exactly the same style, but the whiteness, the pink, the yellow gives somewhat of that flavor. Harpsichord. Views are outstanding for their carving. Notice they're carved everywhere. And they're old. Imagine a number of hands that have managed to sculpt out this wood, leaving the hard parts raised up, the knots. One wonders how they can, with a straight face, say, this is not the worship of idols. It is this statue for which this church is named, Our Dear Lady, under the 4 columns. Pews were carved in 1755.